Remember John Jones, the man once hailed as the greatest mixed martial artist in history? For years, he was more than just a fighter, he was the face of the UFC. Unbeaten in the octagon, he moved with a fluid grace and devastating power that made every one of his fights a spectacle. He seemed destined for a legacy of pure, unblemished greatness, a champion who would inspire a generation. But today, at 38, his story is no longer one of triumph. It's a tragic tale of decline. The man who stood on top of the world now finds himself at the bottom of a self-made abyss. The millions he earned are being drained by legal fees and poor decisions. His once unstoppable career hangs by a thread, constantly at risk of being unraveled by his own actions. His personal life, once a private matter, has become a public spectacle of scandal after scandal. Have you ever wondered what truly goes on behind the headlines? How could a man with so much talent and potential fall so far? We're not talking about a simple dip in form. We're talking about a complete and utter descent into chaos. John Jones's life is a stark reminder that even the greatest among us can be consumed by their own demons. Stay with us, because we're about to pull back the curtain and reveal the heartbreaking truth about why the life of this legend has become a living nightmare. The career of John Jones is a paradox. In the cage, he was a deity, seemingly impossible to defeat. With each fight, he displayed such incredible skill and talent that it felt like he was simply toying with his opponents. He dominated them not just with power, but with a strategic intellect that turned fights into an art form. His records, his technique, his confidence, all of it made him a living legend. However, outside the octagon, his life was a complete contradiction. Behind the curtains of his fame, a series of scandals slowly eroded his image. The first serious blow to his reputation came from a positive test for banned substances, which cast a shadow of doubt over his achievements. Then came that terrible car accident, where Jones fled the scene of a crash that injured a pregnant woman. This was the turning point. From that day on, his name appeared more often in crime reports than in sports news. It only got worse from there. Allegations of domestic violence, conflicts with the law, repeated rule violations. Each new event pushed him further away from the image of the ideal champion he could have been. His fall from the top was slow but inevitable, and every scandal left a permanent scar on his legacy. These scandals acted like weights, dragging him down and becoming the primary reason for his long career layoffs. While his peers, like Khabib Nurmagomedov and Israel Adesanya, were entering the octagon 2 or 3 times a year, securing steady income and cementing their reputations, Jones was sidelined. Entire years of his physical prime went to waste. He wasn't just losing time, he was losing precious opportunities to earn millions and solidify his status as the undisputed greatest of all time. Each scandal took a heavy financial toll. His contracts with major sponsors like Nike and Reebok were terminated. Instead of multi-million-dollar deals that could have set him up for life, he was facing financial losses. His fight purses diminished, and the reputation of any sponsor willing to work with him became questionable. He could have made a fortune, but his personal issues constantly stood in the way, erasing any professional gains. This grim pattern became a part of his life. Every time it seemed he was getting back on track, every time a comeback was announced, something new would happen to set him back. It was a vicious cycle of hope and disappointment that not only cost him millions, but also eroded the trust of fans who grew tired of believing in his redemption. As of today, John Jones is 38 years old, and his legacy is hanging by a thread. Yes, he is still considered one of the greatest fighters of all time, but his name is now associated not only with incredible victories, but also with tragic mistakes. He could have been a symbol of the sport, a role model, but instead, he has become a dark reminder of how genius can be destroyed by personal demons. He still holds the championship belt, but it no longer carries the same weight. The focus of fans and experts isn't on whether he can defend his title, but on a more serious question. Can he even save his life from total ruin? Each new scandal, each problem with the law, isn't just a setback. It's part of a story that shows a great fighter is, in reality, deeply vulnerable. His career has become secondary to his personal issues, and it's a tragedy unfolding for the entire world to see. The story of John Jones is a dark and cautionary tale, a stark reminder that even the greatest talent and physical strength cannot protect a person from the consequences of their own bad decisions. He was on top of the world, the unbeatable king of the octagon. But his personal demons proved to be stronger than any opponent. They led to a fall far more devastating than any knockout. His life is not just a story of highs and lows. It's a powerful lesson for anyone who believes that success in one area can compensate for a complete failure in another. Jones proves that no matter how brilliant you are at your job, your personal life and the choices you make outside of it ultimately determine your fate. Now, his future remains incredibly murky and unpredictable. Every step he takes, every decision he makes, is scrutinized under a microscope. We can only wonder whether he will finally find the strength to get his life under control, or if he is headed for total oblivion. This tragedy is unfolding right before our eyes, and each of us, whether we want to or not, is a witness to it.